r/AskReddit. Window washers of Reddit. What is the most memorable thing you have seen while on the job? One of my first jobs, I worked as a window cleaner in a little town in England. For a year maybe. Saw some sights. Once saw an old lady getting changed. Nearly jumped off the ladder in fear but luckily didn't see anything. Was in charge of collecting the money though, and it was real awkward. One time an old man sat in his armchair and watched me intently with a deadpan expression as I cleaned his living room windows. 3 of them. I was pretending I couldn't see him. But I could. Boss son also worked with us and literally all dogs hate him. No idea why. Watched maybe 15 dogs chase this dude over the year. One bit his ass cheek so hard he had to get stitches, lol. Had to clean a 4-story building on a hill and boss used to prop the ladder up with 2 bricks under one leg. Super unsafe. While I shook my way up the ladder, all the window ledges were also covered in rusty nails to stop pigeons from landing, so I'd be like 40 foot in the air on an unstable ladder, shaking, trying to clean a window behind 100 giant rusty nails. Terrifying. My favorite story, I was cleaning away and looking at this guy's room and noticed a skateboard. I'm also a skater, and thought, oh damn, I recognize that deck. It belonged to a guy I'd met like twice at the local park. The next day I was at the skate park and walked over to him. Bear in mind we've exchanged like 8 words before this. I sat next to him and kept a complete stone expression and said, hey, you look like the kind of guy who'd have black bed sheets. He was like, WTF, I do have black sheets. I was like, with white squares. I bet your room's blue as well, and he's noticeably freaked. Like, how the duck do you know all this? And then I had to drop it. I'm your window cleaner mate. Saw your deck in a room yesterday, haha. Fast forward 11 years and he's currently my oldest and closest friend. Thank you, I'd forgotten that last story. Edit. Added commas. Edit 2. Oh shit, my first award. Thank you, kind stranger. There was actually a rumor for years within my friendship group that we were gay. Nobody asked us though, haha. Until years later one of my friends was like, remember the time we all thought you two were gay? LOL, and were like, WTF no? Turns out one time he stayed at mine and the next day the bigger group came round as per usual. My house at the time had 2 bathrooms, so we were both in a shower at the same time. Group arrived and friend goes downstairs in a towel. They say, where's Spliff Wizard, and he says in the shower, haha, brilliant. Years they spoke about this and I never knew it happened. This was 25 years ago. Cleaning 2nd floor windows in a hospital from ladders. I arrived at a window to see a lady giving birth. The child was probably half in and half out, is as best as I can describe it. The people in the room were so concentrated on what they were doing they didn't notice me, so I made a hasty descent. A couple of windows further down, same floor, I see a man pacing up and down with his hands behind his back. Dark hair, tidy mustache, around 30. Will never forget his face. No idea why he wasn't in with his partner, but I had no doubt this was the father. Skip down a few windows, 3 mins per window including moving the ladder, so not that long, and I arrive at a window to see the lady being wheeled in on a wheelchair with the baby in her arms. The other mothers, maternity ward clapping, and the father walking behind with a huge beaming smile. It felt like it was out of a movie with a camera following the story. Quite unforgettable. It was last summer. I was cleaning my dad's car with the help of my little brother. It was a bright sunny day and I began cleaning. After completing the outside cleaning of the car, windows, doors, etc., I began to take off the carpet kind of stuff from inside the car to dust it off. Finally, when I was polishing the bits of the dashboard, I noticed something glimmering from within a crack on the dashboard. Holy shit. Guess what? It was my mom's wedding ring, which she lost a year ago. It was in the cupboard in a small narrow crack. I wonder how it must have gotten there, but I remember TGE happiness on my mom's face when she found out about it. If you are married, you probably know how much a wedding ring is worth. Not in terms of money, but its value and memories. I gave it to my dad and told him to put it on my mom's finger. OMG. It was so wholesome to see. They even took us to malls that day and bought me and my brother a hoodie. Just wanted to get this out and I found a perfect opportunity. Red heart card suit. Edit. Thank you, lovely strangers, for decorating my comment with your love and kindness. I really appreciate it. Not a proper window washer so to speak, but the clothing store I worked had the insides of their big from windows cleaned every Sunday morning by a staff member. A lot of the time it was me. Now people could come into the mall and wander around, we just wouldn't let them in the stores. This is because the upstairs was a food court and open. So one morning I'm in the store on the little ladder cleaning the window and I spy this dude standing just kind of out of the way of my line of sight, but he can see me. I'm thinking, great. It's 8 AM on a Sunday, I'm possibly still drunk, I don't need this crap, it's too early. So I turn around to call my manager over to point him out so she can call security. While I'm turned around he runs up to the window, waits till we are both looking and pulls out his dong and wanks all over the store window. Yup. He was escorted out and arrested and one of the mall cleaners had to clean the mess up, poor dude. There was then a flawed high neck top found that all the girls had to wear when washing the windows because apparently he was getting off on seeing the cleavage. Just you. Not related to window washing, but your story reminded me of something that happened to me quite a while back. I was in the drive-thru at a fast food waiting to order. It was not busy and no one ahead or behind me. There was a dumpster a short distance from the passenger side of my car. I saw the guy in a ratty beige trench coat lurking behind it. I noticed him tentatively creeping up to my car. I thought maybe he was going to ask me for money. Nope. He unzipped his pants and rubbed himself on my passenger car door and licked my window. He startled me so bad I was screaming and yelling at him. Apparently the microphone picked up all that in the restaurant. I was pretty good about locking my car doors, but after that I always make sure my doors are locked. I work for a private estate in the local polo club. I was under the impression that the owners were not home at the time. But I was wrong. I was washing windows this particular morning and I came around to the restroom window and gotten a perfect view of this older couple in the shower together. The window looked out on a private fenced-in patio, so that's why it wasn't fogged glass. The window by the toilet is the same way. Bad design in my opinion. I've never moved faster in my life than I did catapulting myself backwards out of view of this naked couple. I don't believe they saw me because the next time we ran into each other, everything seemed normal from their end, haha. Not a window washer, but I saw a window washer dressed up like Batman while cleaning the windows of the cancer ward in the hospital. Grandmother had cancer. The child cancer center was through a different door on the same hall as the elderly, 60+ cancer center. I was 9 at the time and thought it was awesome. Cheered me up for a while. Now I go cleaning windows to earn an honest bob. For a nosy Parker it's an interesting job. Now it's a job that just suits me. A window cleaner you would be, if you can see what I can see. When I'm cleaning windows. Honeymoon couples too. You should see them bill and coo. You'd be surprised at things they do when I'm cleaning windows. I'm not a window washer. I used to work overnights at a hotel and would monitor the security cameras. They would detect motion and a little indicator would blink when motion was, well, detected. Anyway, it always gave me the creeps when I'd hear the elevator ding. I'd run out to the lobby to grate the guest to make sure they didn't need something or whatever, and nobody would get off the elevator. I'd watch the tapes and see the motion indicator blinking on a floor, then see the elevator open on that floor, then see the elevator open on the ground floor and the motion indicator blink on the camera down the hall. Gave me the heebie-jeebies. Also one time I was in my office in the middle of the night and it sounded like someone banged on the door with the side of their fist. Just one single slam. You can see me reacting to it on the video. My head whipped to face the door where the sound came from. Then immediately whipped around to stare at the camera to see who the duck was outside my door. There was nobody there, and none of the motion sensors had picked up anything. Not fun finishing the rest of that shift. Talked to a window cleaner at the Gherkin in London and the first installation of the diamond-shaped glass was not secure. He had been on the building on a particularly windy day. They cleaned the glass every day, and a couple of panes crashed down. He said it was oddly beautiful, in a terrifying way. I was washing windows at this one building. It was any ordinary day until I saw the biggest celebrity ever walk in. He was applying for a bank loan, but after a few minutes I saw that something was going on. The bank manager and several reps came out to discuss the justifications for his denial. I felt bad for the guy. He put his head down and walked out of the bank in shame. It became clear to me. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. TLDR. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. The dogs that work at the nail salon. I wash windows of 1 or 2 rich houses a year, and when the families stay they're always watching golf. When they stay I always break something in their house. When you wash the doors that's when a billion people are gonna want in. Going behind the scenes in a Goodwill looks like the least organized place on earth. At least 10 people will make jokes that you should come to their house next, and exactly none of those people will offer to hire you. I have more, but this is what I can remember off the top of my head. I've been an apprentice window washer for small businesses for 6 years. I am saving, upvoting, and commenting, so I can also see these stories. Not a window washer, but I live in a 2-story building, so we don't really bother with real curtains in the bathroom. We only have an extremely thin, see-through white fabric over the window. The doors in the shower are glass. So, on this fateful day, I was taking a shower and my mom had unfortunately neglected to inform me that our gutter was getting repaired that day. So you can imagine my surprise when, while I was just minding my bussiness, getting soaped up in the shower, naked as the day I was born, all of a sudden I see the figure of a man ascending into the frame of my window. I am not proud to say I completely panicked and just dropped to the floor. So, dripping wet and covered in soap, I made my way, crawling over the bathroom floor to open the door. I escaped. The worst part is that at that point the guy was probably so high up that he saw everything. The most horrifying moment of my life. But it does make for a good story today. Somewhat related, but a few years ago there was this post-it war being held on the windows by several offices in a building, and I can imagine that being entertaining for a window washer to witness. Here is an article with some pictures of what they made. This is more of a window watcher than a window washer thing. I had a good friend who lived in an apartment in New York City with his brother. Across from their building was another apartment building. Immediately across from their window was the window of an apartment occupied by an attractive young couple, male-female, like clockwork. Just before dinner time every single day the couple would leave their curtains open and engage in a prolonged duckfest. My friend would come home from work, grab a beer out of the fridge, pull up a chair next to his brother, and watch the pair that they eventually dubbed the fornicators do their business. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.